some key rule changes for the year. Kickoffs moving to the 30-yard line, which should set up some very entertaining play on special teams. Clock changes, too short last year. The games and the rules committee making some wise moves. Joey Ehas, who did kickoff duties last year for the Gators, high and short, and Smith from the 3-yard line. Bo Smith out of Rockledge High School, a nice return out to the 28-yard line, and that's where the Hilltoppers will begin their offense. A 26-yard return. Dorian Monroe made the tackle for the Florida Gators. A fourth-year junior from Mount Joliet, Tennessee, David Wolke. He backed up Brady Quinn a couple of years ago in 2005 and played in 6 games for the Fighting Irish. A lot of new faces on that Gator defense. We'll be telling you about them throughout today's game. And Wolke on the play-action fake, throwing on first down and connecting to Jesse Quinn for a Hilltopper first down. The tackle made by Wandy Pierre-Louis. Starting lineup brought to you by Checkers, the official burger of the Florida Gators. Here's that Hilltopper offense. Just picked up 30 yards on that play, of veteran offensive line. And their backs and receivers led by McLeod and Haden, both the very good offensive line, with 3 starters returning from a year ago. And a 30-yard play on first down with Wolke connecting to Quinn. Young defense for Florida. Wolke scrambling and picks up good yardage to the Gator 34-yard line. Let's look at this young Florida defense for you and set them up in this fashion. Along the defensive line, Harvey returns, the sack specialist. Walford McMillan, the tackles, and Antwine. 3 new linebackers led by Brandon Spikes. He's the man in the middle. Doe and A.J. Jones. And the defensive secondary featuring a true freshman for the first time at a quarterback position, Joe Haden. Right now that defense is back on its heels at 2nd down and a yard for Western Kentucky. They've run 2 plays and have advanced the ball into Florida territory. A lot of time to throw, and the Hilltoppers pick up the first down at the Florida 30-yard line. And a 4-yard gain. That pass caught by Jake Gabler. Here's that secondary for the Gators. Pierre-Louis, a sophomore. Haden, a true freshman on the corners. Joyner and Jackson provide experience at the safety positions and leadership for the Florida Gators. So Florida looking for great leadership out of number 19 there. Tony Joyner and Kyle Jackson try and get these young guys in the right spot.
And that's the tough part, is that usually you're allowing your linebackers to help get everybody in the right spot, but you've got 2 veterans, safeties, as well as Derek Harvey.
Tyrell Hayden, the ball carrier. He's hit by Cunningham. Our keys to the game brought to you by Chevrolet. Visit Chevy.com. Find out why Chevy Silverado is the 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
Well, Western Kentucky would like to come out, establish the run. They were able to control the ball last year versus Georgia, 38 minutes. They don't want to give up big plays. They gave away 4 last week. They do not want to give that to Florida. And then for Florida's offense, they want a clean game. No mistakes, no turnovers. And then on defense, they want to control the line of scrimmage, stuff the run, and force David Wolford to throw the football. So far, they have not been able to do that.
Again, a short drop and a quick toss, and the pass caught. And the Hilltoppers continue to move the ball downfield to the 19-yard line of the Gators. Quinterrence Cooper, a freshman from St. Augustine, another Floridian, makes the catch out of St. Augustine High School.
And David, exactly what they're doing is they're taking advantage of these young corners and young linebackers. The Gators are trying to drop in coverage. Their best athletes are their receivers, Hamilton Quinn and Quinterrence Cooper, excuse me. So they're just trying to get the ball into their hands and let them make plays.
And another first down for the Hilltoppers. Wolke keeping. This time he's got nowhere to go inside the 20 to about the 19. He might have picked up 1 yard. And McMillan was there, big 98. One of only a couple. I think there are 3 fifth-year seniors on this Florida team. McMillan is one of them.
And for the Hilltoppers, this is a new offense that was just put in this spring, this spread offense. So the Gators have not had a chance to look at this team on tape and get any concept of what they expected or what they are going to do today.
They didn't know what to expect, but they're spreading the field and letting the transfer from Notre Dame work. The pass over the middle is broken up and incomplete. Intended for Quinn. And a nice play by freshman. They're going right at the true freshman out of Fort Washington, Maryland, Joe Haden. But this guy is a tremendously talented individual. Obviously, Nat, if you're going to become a starting cornerback in the SEC at a national championship caliber program, you're awfully good.
Yeah, he had great coverage that time on Jesse Quinn, who's 6'1". Looked like Kyle Jackson had a chance to pick it off, but the ball was batted away. Good reaction by the safety. Outstanding play by the corner.
Third down, and the pitch to Hamilton. Hamilton to the 11, about 2 yards short of a first down. That'll bring up fourth down for the Hilltoppers. Brandon Spikes made the tackle on that option play by Western Kentucky. Now they've got a terrific kicking game.
Well, just a heads-up play that time by Wolke. As he's getting hit, he's able to pitch the ball out to his receiver, number 15, Curtis Hamilton, and Hamilton picks up additional yardage. Gives them a good fourth and short situation.
Well, they're not going for the field goal. They're going to try and pick up the first down, even though they've got one of the better kickers in Chris James. Well, a big play early. Western Kentucky showing a lot of confidence, and the handoff is to Haden. And I don't think he got the first down. He just got inside the 10. He needed the 9-yard line. Dustin Doe really popped him just inside the 10.
Yeah, Dustin Doe came over the top that time, David, just as Haden thought he had the first down. It just knocked him backwards, not allowing him to fall forward. Depending on the spot, Gators should take over possession. Here's another look at it right in the middle of your screen. Nice job by Doe. He's not blocked. He reads his keys, sees the handoff, gets up in there, makes the tackle short of the first down.
Yeah, you can tell clearly that he did not advance the ball to the 9. And an interesting decision by David Elson. I guess you figure, Nat, you got nothing to lose here against the defending national champions, and why not go for it? But they could easily have taken an early 3-0 lead on the short field goal. Instead, it's Florida's football inside the 10-yard line. And the much anticipated start of Tim Tebow, getting his first collegiate start here today in the Swamp. Well, let's take a look at the starting lineups, brought to you by Checkers, the official burger of the Florida Gators. There are the backs and receivers, so much speed, led by number 1, Percy Harvin. And the offensive line, until Phil Troutwine went down, one of the more experienced units in the Southeastern Conference, but a true freshman, Marquise Pouncey out of Lakeland, moves into the starting lineup as Urban Meyer and his staff had to shuffle the deck due to Troutwine's injury. And so here comes Tim Tebow, the sophomore, and now the starting quarterback for the Florida Gators, something that he has been preparing for almost his entire life. He grew up a Gator. He had posters of Danny Werfel up on his bedroom walls as a youngster. And now it's his team to lead. And the first play is a handoff to Keyston Moore and a gain of 6 yards out across the 15-yard line. Marion Rumpf makes the tackle for the Hilltopper defense. Here they are. Klein, Walker, and Belcher across the front line. Walker, a senior, the only senior of that group. They run a 3-4 defense. Andre Lewis, the leading tackler, also a senior out of Madison, Tennessee. And their secondary, an experienced bunch. Marion Rumpf out of Bradenton Manatee High School has been their leading tackler each of the last 2 seasons. Tebow looking to throw. Nobody open, so as he is wont to do, he'll run it, sidestep one man, and race out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Showing some nifty footwork, an 18-yard run by the talented sophomore from Jacksonville.
And David, the great part about this, watch these guys here. Great pocket, but he shows the patience. He looks downfield, first read, second read. Now he tucks it away, and he does what we know he does well, which is run with the football. Nice job by the receiver picking up a would-be tackler, wisely getting out of bounds after an 18-yard gain, not taking any hits.
He was Florida's second leading rusher a year ago with 469 yards on the ground and limited playing time. Tebow going to throw it deep for Caldwell. Beautifully thrown ball and a completion inside the Western Kentucky 20-yard line. Andre Caldwell. Last year, He played on the inside. This year he's moved to the outside, and Florida intends to use his speed, which they did here.
Well, there's a question about the speed and the arm strength of my man, Mr. Tim Tebow. The speed of Caldwell, who's moved outside to replace Dallas Baker of last year. There you saw the hookup. The speed of Andre Caldwell and Tebow throwing the deep ball for completion.
And those who wondered if Tebow could throw the football, that was a beautiful pass. Jared Faison with the handoff, and he picks up 6 or 7 yards to the 12-yard line of Western Kentucky. Florida plans to use Jared Faison, the sophomore, former high school quarterback from Hillsborough High in Tampa, in a number of different roles this year. This time they hand him the football. He is a much improved player from a year ago.
Much improved player, but it just goes to show you that in high school, your best athlete, David, is normally that quarterback. So as you start to look at this Florida football team, you'll see quarterbacks playing everywhere. Case in point, Joe Haden at the cornerback position.
Percy Harvin, the man in motion. Tebow on the option. Pitches to Percy to the 5. Harvin is stopped short of the goal line inside the 1. A nice tackle by Andre Lewis to deny the Gators their first score. And Harvin, he'd like to have another chance at that one. So close to putting it in the end zone.
And watch how Tim Tebow holds this ball to the last minute. He forces the linebacker to cover him. Good blocking down the field. And I thought Harvin was in, but nice job by everybody of getting a hat on a defender and giving Percy Harvin somewhere to run with the football. Good open spacing. Didn't get touched until he got down inside the 1-yard line.
Gators line up in a power formation. Tebow will keep it and push it in for the touchdown. He scored 8 rushing touchdowns last year in his backup role to Chris Leak. This one easy for the 6'3", 235-pound sophomore. An impressive 91-yard drive. Joey Ehas with the extra point try. The kick is good.
Yeah, just good solid blocking up the middle, as well as off that left side. You got Drew Miller, Jim Tart, and Jason Watkins on the left side. Nice job by Marquise Pouncey as well. So nice job.
Joey Ehas will kick off for the Gators. He earned a scholarship in the preseason. This will be Etheridge from the goal line. A good kick by Ehas. And a terrific tackle by Jeremy Finch, a freshman linebacker out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And this guy is going to be something special, along with so many other members of this freshman class. A new quarterback for Western Kentucky is redshirt freshman KJ Black. He hands off to Haden. Tyrell Haden cannot turn the corner. Brandon Spikes is there, the sophomore linebacker from Shelby, North Carolina. Well, Black gave Wolke a good run for the starting job, a redshirt freshman. A high school standout from Louisville. And so David Elson, much like Urban Meyer, getting 2 quarterbacks ready to play. We expect to see Cameron Newton on the field for the Gators here in this first half at quarterback as well, the backup man for the Gators. Black throwing. Cannot find a receiver. Down he goes at the 11-yard line. Brandon Antwine, a sophomore, number 47 from Garland, Texas, is there to make the stop.
Well, Antwine will get the credit for the hit and the tackle, but the guy that really made this play, they're trying to pick on Joe Haden, the freshman out there, and he's got Cooper covered. It forces KJ Black to pull the ball down and try and run with it. And, of course, Antwine was right there waiting for him, holding down the middle.
You will see a lot of players on that front line for the Gators, all across the front. The 4-man front, they're going to rotate them in and out on a hot day. Black throwing, Cooper on the receiving end, and there's Spikes, the middle linebacker, to knock Cooper down at the 16. Brandon Spikes is going to be the leader of this defense in the middle, replacing, of course, Brandon Seiler in that spot. And before that, Channing Crowder, a great tradition of middle linebackers at Florida.
And David, Brandon that time realized that it's 3rd and 10. He got a great drop. You know, when you get a linebacker drop 10, 12 yards in the defense and in the zone, he can react up and make that tackle short of the first down the way he did, keeping everything in front of him. Nice job by the freshman the redshirt freshman.
That's Spikes making a couple of big plays early. Jared Faison standing back. The punt rush is on. A flag is thrown. And so Western Kentucky is going to benefit from a roughing the kicker penalty. And the Gators eager to block the punt. That's been a major focus this year. Urban Meyer wants his special teams to go for broke. And they got a little too aggressive this time on the first punt of the season. That'll be a first down for the Hilltoppers. Look at them come.
Well, they call this on Chris Rainey, but he actually got blocked into the kicker at the last minute as he was trying to come up with a block punt. The Gators blocked quite a few kicks last year, and Chris Rainey is a young man that's a freshman, true freshman out of Lakeland that has great speed, and they want to use him coming off the edge to try and block some of these kicks. Tough situation for the defense. It's called sudden change, David. You think you've gotten off the field, and all of a sudden you get a penalty, and now you're back on the field. Tough situation for a young defense to be in.
And it is extremely hot and humid on the first day of September. KJ Black running the show for the Hilltoppers once again. And a tackle made by Joe Haden, the freshman cornerback, on Tyrell Hayden. Number 7 Gators soccer hosting number 3 Notre Dame on Sunday, September the 2nd. That's a 1:30 p.m. start. Let's pack Presley and break the attendance record. The first 2,500 fans receive a Gator soccer t-shirt courtesy of Sun Sports. Admission is free. Florida going with the nickel defense. Dorian Monroe, the 5th defensive back on the field. Black on the play action. And his pass is caught by Curtis Hamilton for a first down to the 35-yard line. Hamilton, a legit wide receiver and a junior out of West Paducah, Kentucky. He caught 52 balls and 10 touchdowns last year for Western Kentucky.
Gators do a good job of staying at home that time by Derek Harvey, but an outstanding throw that time by KJ Black as he goes to the number 1 receiver for the Hilltoppers, Curtis Hamilton. And they say he's their best athlete, David.
Yeah. 3rd team All-American and 1AA a year ago. And the 4th first down for the Hilltoppers today. Tyrell Hayden, the ball carrier, gets back to the line of scrimmage, tackled by Cunningham and Harvey. Jermaine Cunningham, the sophomore from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Big shoes to fill out there with the departure of Jarvis Moss, but you see the speed of Cunningham.
Well, I think the thing that you look for when you look at a shot like that, David, is that line of scrimmage is moving into the backfield. That time we saw Javier Estepina do a nice job of pushing the center and the guard back, and that allowed great penetration, allows you to come up and make tackles like that for losses. Hamilton had a little bit of alligator arms on that swing pass. He heard some footsteps coming from Brandon Spikes, number 51. I don't know why you guys always say that about receivers. What is an alligator arm?
Well, they just don't quite stretch out.
Oh, he did there, David. What are you insinuating here?
Kept his arms in a little bit tight to his body. That's all I'm saying.
In other words, he didn't want it that time. He wasn't sure.
Not that badly. Another true freshman on the field for the Gators, number 44, Duke Lemons. He's out of Westlake Village, California. Black looking to throw, but he's got nowhere to go. Florida with some great speed on the ends. And these young guys can really go and get the football. That's Lemons. Also Derek Harvey. We know he can go get the quarterback. He was the man in there on Black. And this is Derek Harvey coming off that left defensive end position. Actually forces Black to pull it down and try and take off. But Lemon doing a nice job of seeing the quarterback, just falls off his would-be blocker, makes the tackle. Also Justin Tratteau, number 94, was lined up on the other side opposite Derek Harvey that time. So a lot of speed these young defenders bring to the table. More punting again. This time the Gators don't challenge him. Faison watching it roll around. He'll pick it up and try and return it for the 15-yard line. Jared Faison out to the 23. And a good kick by Jeremy Moore. First down, Florida from the 23. And the handoff goes inside to Keyston Moore. So the junior from Arlington, Texas, who has had a terrific preseason, earning that starting tailback position. As he had his moments over the last couple of years, a 28-yard run in that SEC championship victory against Arkansas. Last year in the opener against Southern Mississippi, he was impressive with 51 yards rushing, also caught 3 passes and a touchdown. Aaron Hernandez, another true freshman, number 81, has checked in for the Gators. And the direct snap to Percy Harvin. Harvin dancing around back there, and he's got nowhere to go on 2nd down and 5, and might have picked up a yard, but Andre Lewis alertly makes the tackle.
Well, David, that time as Percy started to run that quarterback sweep, he forgot that those other guys don't run quite as fast as he does. So when he turned back, they were there waiting for him. He's got to stay with that and basically take it all the way to the sideline before he cut up. That time he tried to cut it back, and there were like 6, 7 red jerseys. Then they just don't seem to have the speed to keep up with him. So when you turn back, they're going to be there.
Yeah. Harvin with incredible speed and strength, much stronger than a year ago as a freshman out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. 3rd down, Tebow. Caldwell. Look out if he can get in the open field, but he can't. He does, however, pick up a 1st down to the 41-yard line, and the tackle made by Marion Rumpf, the senior from Bradenton. A 12-yard pickup. Tebow connecting with the 5th-year senior, Andre Caldwell.
And in this offense, that outside receiver becomes your favorite target in the spread offense, because you're working one-on-one. You know, good blocking up front. You see, Bubba Caldwell used to be one of those fast guys that didn't play fast. He's one of the fastest guys on the field now, and he plays with that same speed and emotion because he understands the offense and what they're trying to accomplish each and every time.
Tebow cranking it deep. Riley Cooper is all by himself for the touchdown. And working successfully twice already here today. Ehas's extra point try makes it 14-0. His first catch of this year goes all the way to the end zone.
Riley Cooper averaged 23 yards per catch. There's that little fake as if he's going to run the football. That sort of freezes the corners and the safety corners looking for help from the free safety. And Cooper's able to get 5-6 yards behind everybody. And believe it or not, on the other side, Andre Caldwell was wide open.
Well, Cooper has very good speed. He's a big guy at 6'3", 216. And then Tim Tebow, who throws the ball well, as clearly we've seen. He's thrown 2 long balls already today and been perfect on both of them. Look at that kick by Ehas as Etheridge catches it and has to step out of bounds. That was just a perfect kick. He could not have run down there and laid it any better than he did. Ehas with a tremendous kick.
Outstanding kick by Ehas, but a bonehead play by Etheridge. You've got to let this ball go, because even if you catch it, there's nothing you can do with it. You've got to take a chance on that ball going out of bounds on its own without you trying to catch the football. He knows it as he goes to the sideline. He'll learn from that mistake, David.
And the north end zone getting loud down there for quarterback KJ Black. Handoff to Andrew McLeod, and McLeod with some daylight over the left side of the line. And a gain of 7 yards. Dustin Doe made the tackle. McLeod, a sophomore out of Harrodsburg, Kentucky, carried for 443 yards a year ago. There's Doe, one of 3 new starters at linebacker for the Gators. Earl Everett, Brandon Seiler, Brian Crum, all gone. And now it's Dustin Doe, Brandon Spikes, A.J. Jones, and then a slew of young, talented freshmen to back those 3 up. McLeod again, this time nowhere to go. Brandon Antwine, again, number 47, clogging up the middle.
And I tell you, David, that time Brandon Antwine didn't make the mistake he made down around the goal line, which is he crowded the line of scrimmage, so when it bounced outside, he couldn't get over. This time, he laid back, he waited for the running back to commit to a hole, and then he went up and made the tackle.
Antwine played in 9 Gator games last year, so he did get his feet wet as a freshman. Speaking of freshmen, number 8 is Carlos Dunlap. a true freshman, one of the highest touted defensive ends in high school football last year out of North Charleston, South Carolina. In the game for the Gators on 3rd down and 5. And here's Dunlap, but he tackled the wrong guy as Black kept it and still did not pick up a first down. Tony Joyner closing the door.
I must correct you there, David. He did not tackle the wrong guy. That's his guy right there. He takes the fullback. Now the linebackers and the corners got to come up and make this tackle, and they do.
Everybody did their job.
Defense operated. I mean, they couldn't have done it any better, especially for a young football team.
I tell you what, Dunlap was in the backfield in a hurry, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, that's the most dangerous guy with the football. If you let that fullback go and he runs for a first down, coach is going to be a little upset.
Western Kentucky, which operated effectively on its first series, but Florida's young defense seems to be getting its feet under itself as they have now shut down the Hilltoppers on Western Kentucky's final 2 possessions. And Florida with a 14-0 lead after 1 quarter on a touchdown run by Tim Tebow and a touchdown pass to Riley Cooper.
They play in this kind of weather, they've got the advantage.
And it is hot, as you would expect on September 1st. And for the fans, as Western Kentucky will punt to start the second quarter. Low, short, end over end. Jared Faison with a chance to return this one. Nice footwork by the sophomore from Tampa, but down he goes at the 41. But you know, for the fans, the university has done a number of things. They've got those misting tents. Nat, you're familiar with those all around the stadium. They're giving out sunscreen and fans to the fans. They're selling water bottles for just $1. Crowd number 110 in a row.
Over 90,000 faithfuls that not rain, sun, or heat will keep them away.
Here's that option we saw in the first period with Tebow and Harvey working effectively again, and a 12-yard run by Percy Harvin. Tim Tebow, very calm and cool and collected as the starting quarterback for the Gators early today, and that is a lot different from the emotional Tim Tebow that we saw in relief of Chris Leak last year. He really is keeping his emotions under control. He's made 2 terrific long throws.
And that's what's so ironic. You know, everybody questioned his ability to throw the football after seeing him run with it last year, but well, you know, what did he throw for in high school? I mean,
10,000
all of a sudden
yards.
he lost the ability to throw the football.
Here's Harvin again on that bubble screen, and Percy Harvin is simply one of the most electrifying players in college football, gets 7 more yards.
Well, when you look at the Gators here, out here, this here is Percy Harvin's. But watch what happens. His fellow receivers will make the key block. Now look at there. Great blocking out front. To play in this offense, you've got to be able to block as a receiver. If you can't block, you're not going to play. And the Gators do a nice job of teaching these young men how to block downfield.
Flag is thrown. Florida tried to quick snap it. And we might have had a timeout taken. No penalty flag, a whistle and a timeout taken by David Elson. His defense was not prepared as Tebow hurried him up to the line of scrimmage. The 06 national title belongs to the Florida Gators, as well as the 1996 national championship. And Urban Meyer trying to get his team focused on 2007 right now, because what they did last year does not mean a whole lot, except you got a lot of folks that are going to be giving you their best shot week after week because you are the defending national champions. But this offense really has a chance to be something special with all of the speed on the perimeter. Tebow firing it, connecting, touchdown, Harvin. Boy, has Tebow thrown anything but a perfect pass so far today. He was right on the money that time.
More time to throw the football.
Joey Ehas is still perfect in the extra points department. Sellout crowd, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, and they're enjoying an early 21-0 lead in the second quarter as Tim Tebow now has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Watch him thread the needle to Percy Harvin.
And it's that same little move, and then Percy Harvin has the ability to make guys miss, as Marion Rumpf had a shot at him, couldn't keep him out of the end zone. You know, David, when you look at this this Hilltopper defense, they return 8 starters. And the Gators have just sort of carved them up here in the first half. They've had the ball for 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, and basically have only had 13 plays. Extremely special, and I'll tell you why. You can coach technique, but it's very hard to coach speed.
And the Gators have a lot of that this year. This time Etheridge watches the ball sail out of bounds, and Western Kentucky will put it in play at the 20-yard line. Now, Western Kentucky opened the season last year against Georgia. They were the defending SEC champs. The year before they opened, well, they didn't open, but they played Auburn early in the year. They were the defending SEC champs. And now for the 3rd straight year, they play the defending Southeastern Conference champions in the Florida Gators. KJ Black still quarterbacking. And Jamar Jones, a senior from Arcadia, Florida, DeSoto County High School, makes the catch. A tackle made by Dorian Monroe. KJ Black is still the quarterback for Western Kentucky. We don't know if David Wolke was injured on the first series or not, because we have not seen the transfer from Notre Dame back in the game.
And, you know, that first series, they moved the ball for 62 yards before they turned it over. And, you know, they've struggled here of late the last 2 series.
Redshirt freshman Black dancing around, and that's usually trouble against a fast defense, which is what Florida is. And Black is brought down by A.J. Jones. And big number 99, Latrell Wofford.
This is just a little sprint out. He sees he can't get outside, decides to come back. But nice job by big number 98, Clint McMillan, of being there and not allowing him to break containment.
Third down for the Hilltoppers from the 40-yard line. They set up the screen, and Dustin Doe blows it to smithereens. Wow. He's had a couple of big hits already today. Sophomore linebacker out of Jasper.
Now you see why it's so important that your receivers learn to block, David, because he's supposed to be blocked here. And somebody forget that, you know, maybe you should block the linebacker instead of that little cornerback, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just receiver becoming a sacrificial lamb. And I'm pretty sure Curtis Hamilton would be talking to somebody about that in the future.
Low line drive kick. The return set up for Faison. And the former high school quarterback carries it out to the 37-yard line. 32-yard punt. Faison got half of those back on a 16-yard return.
21, Major Wright was in their last series at free safety. The All-Stater from St. Thomas Aquinas really pushing Kyle Jackson for playing time. Keep an eye on number 21. He's a future star in the making.
Another true freshman, 25 true freshmen on this Florida football team. One of the largest freshman classes in Division I football. I think only Connecticut. Tennessee has a bunch of them too. Faison on the carry. There's number 21, Major Wright. He was the first freshman to get that stripe off his practice helmet this year with a big blow he delivered early in camp. And caught everybody's attention very quickly.
Didn't catch Chris Rainey by surprise when he got hit, because he had been staring at him every year in the state championship game.
And off to Keyston Moore, and the junior picking up a Florida first down. They'll be sure to visit the new Gator Fan Fest area outside Gate 2 of the O'Connell Center, starting 4 hours prior to every home football game. You can enjoy games, interactive booths, get some autographs, and hear the network pregame show live. Boy, Florida football always greatly anticipated, but this year coming off a national championship team, and with the lifelong Gator Tim Tebow operating at quarterback, fans couldn't wait to get this season started, and here's one reason why. Cornelius Ingram on the receiving end. That ball came out and recovered by Caldwell. There is a flag down in the backfield. And we'll see if this play stands or if it will be brought back. But another well-thrown football by Tim Tebow.
Look like this is coming back, David.
Well, it will be the first penalty. Having a little problem with our official's microphone. Referee Mark Curls with the holding call against the Gators.
I think they're going to make this call on Carlton Metter, number 73. There you see him out there at the right tackle. Nice job of faking the bubble screen and then getting the ball down to Cornelius Ingram. Ball comes out just as he's going down, but Gators were able to recover it, forcing the West Kentucky football team to take the penalty.
Would have been a big play, almost 30 yards. Instead, it's first down and long for the Gators, back at their 39. Good protection for Tebow. And he delivers it to Lewis Murphy. And Murphy with the catch and a short gain to the 41-yard line. A good open field tackle by Ben Souders, a junior from Bowling Green.
But a good heads-up play by Lewis Murphy as he's running a shallow drag route, knowing that he's going to get hit, catching the football, tucking it away, taking the big blow.
You know, he and Tebow connected against LSU, a critical touchdown strike. 35-yard connection last year. He only caught 2 passes last year, but he is a much improved junior out of St. Petersburg. Lewis Murphy, number 9.
Yeah, David, he put on a show doing the orange and blue game this past spring, and just goes to show you his ability.
Here's Tebow dancing to the outside and out of bounds at the 43-yard line, and a flag is thrown late on Western Kentucky as Tebow gets tangled up on the Hilltopper sideline and gets up a little bit slowly as well. The crowd booing the Hilltoppers for that late hit. Well, here is one tough customer, Tim Tebow. What about some of the big plays, the big conversions he picked up for the Gators in short yardage situations last year? He is not afraid to stick his nose in there.
Well, and that's part of the problem for some of these little small DBs as we get the call.
Personal foul. You saw the indication.
Here's another look at it, but you start to wonder when are they going to stop trying to go at his feet, but they're so scared of him being that big, strong, bruising runner that they don't take him on up high, and he's got those nifty feet where he just is able to make people miss. But there you saw there's no reason to push him into the sideline there, so that was just another dumb play.
Another bad play, but he ended up delivering a shot to some unfortunate soul over there on the Hilltopper bench who was just minding his own business. Tebow still delivered the blow.
Yeah,
he'd been pushed.
He's going to hit somebody one way or another.
Sometime. Well, here's Moore making people miss. Well, the Gators have been looking for a back that could make people miss, break a tackle. Urban Meyer searching for that featured tailback now into his 3rd season. And he feels like Keyston Moore is very close to becoming that guy.
Well, Keyston starts to realize that, you know what, I need to make something happen because otherwise I'm not going to see the football. Just runs over the free safety and then drags defenders, picking up additional yardage. That's how you get the coach to call your number a little bit more often.
Well, you got a lot of playmakers on this offense. And it goes from week to week. Florida in the red zone for the 3rd time today. You're going to have to catch the coach's attention in practice. There's a deflection, and the pass is incomplete. That's a deflection, so that push into the back of Lewis Murphy is allowed. After the ball is deflected, it's a free-for-all. You can do whatever you want defensively, and a good defensive play that time by Travis Waters, the cornerback.
Yeah, David, you're right on it. Anytime the ball is tipped, then all of a sudden all bets are off as far as pass interference go because the timing of the play is off. Well, and Souter just never saw the football. He was just playing the receiver.
Yeah, that was Souders, the linebacker, instead of Waters, the cornerback. 2nd and 10. Tebow feeling a little heat. And the Colonels inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The crowd oohing and eyeing as Tim goes airborne. Andre Lewis makes the tackle for Western Kentucky.
Everybody's covered downfield, and this is what Tim Tebow gives you as a run-pass threat, the ability to take the ball and do something with his feet, and then he just never does it the easy way. He's got to take on a tackler one way or another and punish somebody.
Well, coaches have been trying to get him to learn how to slide feet first, but he said even when he played baseball as a youngster, he was a Pete Rose head first kind of guy. Wow. Sliding into bases. So he is a football player.
Got a little gas there. Now he's starting to feel the game a little bit. You know, a little blood here, there. You know, he's got that linebacker mentality, David.
And Florida was ready to line up, and then Western Kentucky called for a timeout. So the Hilltoppers didn't like something they saw beginning to develop as Florida came up to the line of scrimmage. And David Elson takes a timeout.
You know, as you expect the Gator defense to do, they adjusted, and since then it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, they're putting heat on the quarterback and stuffing the run.
Florida was penalized for a delay of game, and the ball is spotted at the 13-yard line, where it will be third down for Florida. I'm surprised they didn't put air conditioning in this booth in the offseason, Nat. Here's Murphy, and Lewis Murphy with another catch. This one goes for about 10 yards. Murphy's second reception, and it'll put the Gators in first and goal position at about the 4-yard line.
And this time Lewis Murphy finds the hole, sets it down, catches the football. Now watch him get upfield, picks up a couple additional yards. No, he's going to get hit, tucks the ball away. First down, Gators.
Here's that power formation. Eric Rutledge is in the backfield along with a handoff to Moore. Keyston Moore hammering it in for the touchdown. Florida scoring its fourth touchdown of the ball game, and the first of the year for Keyston Moore. He scored 3 touchdowns last year as a sophomore.
You've got to look at this offensive line. This young offensive line is the strength of this football team, along with the receivers, and they just blew the Hilltoppers back off the football.
And the starting tailback for the Florida Gators, putting it into the end zone for the first time this year. His 4th career touchdown run for Florida. High, short kick. And Hilltoppers looking around at each other. It's fielded by an up back. And Western Kentucky is going to get good field position. Urban Meyer won't like the end result here. 23-yard return after a short kickoff. Let's get another look at the touchdown. Jamal DeVoe lines up in that power formation along with Eric Rutledge and Keyston Moore.
Now watch these guys right here. This is the end zone. If you're a running back, you want to carry the football, and all of your blockers are already in the end zone. That's called movement, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm talking where you block the defenders 4 or 5 yards down the field. All you've got to do is just tuck in behind them. There's a good picture of the they like to call them the uglies, but when you're running back, you call them the beautiful pretties.
The pretties, yeah. KJ Black keeps and takes a pounding there on the corner at the 44. A 6-yard pickup. Major Wright, that freshman free safety out of Miramar, St. Thomas Aquinas High School, and on the stop. Florida with that #1 ranked recruiting class, and we're getting a good look at a number of those youngsters here today in the opener against Western Kentucky. Good pickup on first down by freshman quarterback Black. Fullback in motion. And the handoff to Tyrell Hayden. He picks up a first down, crossing midfield. Florida's defense starting slowly today, but really coming on after that first possession. A nice play by Hayden, the freshman quarterback. Dustin Doe with a couple of big hits for the Gators. Brandon Spikes, the new middle linebacker, the sophomore, playing very well. And again, Dustin Doe delivering the flow. Western Kentucky crossing midfield for the first time since early in the first quarter. That short kick and a nice return set them up at the 40-yard line on this series. And on the handoff, Brandon Spikes is once again there to make the stop. He had 15 tackles a year ago. The sophomore out of Shelby, North Carolina. Played some linebacker in the national championship game and the SEC title game against Arkansas.
Yeah, he got some playing time last year, and that's invaluable. You know, you lose your 3 starting linebackers, all seniors last year, or 2 seniors and a junior, but Dustin Doe, Spikes, as well as Randall Stamper got some playing time last year. So those guys, you expect to see them play big because of experience.
Not a lot of experience, but they did play in backup roles a year ago. This is Haden, the ball carrier, once more, and Jermaine Cunningham. I've called his name several times already. Makes another stop on Tyrell Haden. Haden carried the ball last year against Georgia, up between the hedges, 45 yards on 10 carries. So Western Kentucky playing 6 1A schools this year.
Hayden averaged nearly 5 yards a run last year with a couple touchdowns, and McLeod, the backup tailback, averaged 5.8.
Third down play. Derek Harvey. He had 11 quarterback sacks last year as a sophomore and gets to the freshman here in the second quarter.
Well, he's been close several times, but this time he's going up against Zach Tooney, and he just speed rushes him. Tooney hasn't even gotten out of his stance, and Derek Harvey's by him already.
Now, if it'll make the Hilltopper offensive line feel any better, the Ohio State Buckeyes gave up 3 quarterback sacks to Mr. Harvey in the national championship game last January in Glendale. He's pretty good.
So you're saying he's not just trying to take advantage of them?
No.
Oh, okay.
He'll take his shots whenever he gets them. Faison wisely lets that punt hit, and it rolls into the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, he's 6 for 7 throwing the football for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns, and have carried the ball 4 times for 40 yards. So he's had a big ball game already.
And connecting with Lewis Murphy for Murphy's 3rd reception of the game. Tebow now 7 of 8 throwing the football. Or make that 8 out of 9 now with that completion, as time ticking down here in the second period, and Florida leading by 4 touchdowns. Flares it out to Harbin. Look out. Percy with a full head of steam is uncatchable, but they do bring him down in midfield as Rump, who has led this Hilltopper defense in tackles for 2 consecutive seasons. Not always a great thing when your free safety is your leading tackler.
Without a doubt. But, you know, the thing you hear coaches always talk about, they look for a guy that they want to get the ball in his hands that goes north and south. Now watch him catch this football and just accelerate. There's no dancing. There's no trying to fake anybody out. He just turns on the afterburners and comes very close to splitting it and going the distance.
Tebow's pass is batted away and incomplete. A nice play there by Richard Etheridge. One of 12 Floridians who suit up today in the swamp. And a 3rd-year sophomore out of St. Petersburg's Catholic High School.
And that play, David, just took too long. And then the thing that Cooper did wrong is he's got to keep moving back to the football. Once you develop a cushion, you got to keep coming to the quarterback and not allow the corner to shut down that cushion.
There's a flag, and that play busted by Etheridge. And the ball is loose. Is it a fumble or was it a forward pass? Western Kentucky says they've got the football. It's the officials rule it Gator ball.
Well, David, that is a fumble because you're pitching the ball back, and that time not getting a block by the receiver nearly cost a major turnover for the Gators, or the Gators' first turnover of the day.
Western Kentucky folks pointing toward their end of the field, but the officials so far have ruled only that it's Florida's ball. There was a flag thrown early on the snap.
And I think it was called on the Western Kentucky sidelines.
There may have been 2 flags thrown on the play, one early, one later. We've had some microphone problems. Let's see if we can pick it up this time.
For the offense, the penalties decline. Third, have a sideline warning. West Kentucky. This is their
So we picked up about every other word from Mark Curls. I'm not much of a lip reader, Nat, but it was an illegal shift on the Gators and a sideline warning against Western Kentucky. So the end result is apparently a 5-yard penalty against the Gators. So the ball will be spotted back at the 46-yard line. Not a pretty play, and there haven't been many ugly plays for the Gators so far today.
They're very, very fortunate. You know, you got to get that block outside if you're the wide receiver. And you once again, you circle the defense. You got your running back outside or your slot receiver outside.
Another whistle, and the play is stopped.
number offense.
Another illegal shift. And 5 more yards assessed against Florida.
Was it a legal shift or a delay of game?
Delay of game. 5-yard penalty spots it back to the 41. And it is 3rd down and 20. And the left tackle jumped this time, Jason Watkins. So things have gotten pretty sloppy all of a sudden for Florida's offense, which has been very efficient through the first quarter and a half.
Number 77.
Florida shifting its offensive line with an injury to Phil Troutwine. That was Jason Watkins, 77. He's been playing right tackle all during the preseason, moved to the left side this week. And Carlton Metter moved from right guard to right tackle, where he played all year last year. And then that freshman Marquise Pouncey moved into the starting lineup at guard.
There you see the penalty yards that are starting to accumulate, but you know that's one of the big things that you look for as an offensive line coach, is guys that are adaptable, that you can move around, so that you're guaranteed to get your best guys on the football field.
Florida kind of waving a white flag on this possession as just handing it off to Jared Faison. And a 6-yard pickup for the sophomore Robert Dark, a junior college transfer, made the tackle for the Hilltoppers, and Florida will punt the ball for the first time today. And that gets Chaz Henry on the field for the first time. A true freshman from Dallas, Texas, making his first appearance. He's got a big leg, almost had this one blocked. In fact, someone might have gotten a hand on it. And it is going to be down at the 37-yard line. Get another look.
There's another look at it. And the one thing that Henry did was just caught it and kicked it away. It wasn't blocked, but he got rid of the football, which is what you want him to do under pressure.
That replay didn't appear that it was blocked. When Terrence Cooper, a freshman out of St. Augustine, with the catch. Major Wright, the freshman free safety, on the tackle. A 15-yard pickup for Cooper. Cooper with 3 catches now in this game for Western Kentucky.
And basically, Dave, what they're trying to do is the same thing the Gators are doing in their spread offense, is just get the ball out quickly to the receiver and let him catch it and see what he can do with it, see if he can find a hole.
Black throwing and overthrows Cooper, his intended receiver, with Wandy Pierre-Louis in coverage. Wandy Pierre-Louis getting the starting call, the sophomore from Naples. Marquis Anderson with an injured knee in practice on Monday. A sophomore with some experience from a year ago. That forced Pierre-Louis into the starting lineup along with Joe Haden on the other corner. Only 2 starters returning for this Florida defense from a year ago. Swing pass to Hamilton. Hamilton fumbles. And the ball is out of bounds. It's still Hilltopper football. That was Carlos Dunlap over there knocking that ball loose. Number 8, a freshman out of North Charleston, South Carolina.
6'6", 240-pound defensive end, getting out there, making the tackle down the field, knocking it loose. stopping them short of the first down.
We got Dunlap. We'll see the speed of Carlos Dunlap here, one of the highly touted freshmen. Look at him get to the football and knock it loose. Dunlap, Lemons, Trato, Jay Howard, a freshman from Apopka, all freshmen, all very talented defensive linemen. Third down and less than a yard. Black steps up and is drilled by Spikes. It does not appear that he's going to pick up the first down. Spikes really came out of nowhere there.
I actually think he loses yardage on this. You know, looks like he wanted to throw the football and nothing was there. Cunningham forces him up into the middle of the field, and Brandon Spikes puts the hammer down on him.
Only 23 seconds left in the first half, and the Hilltoppers will go for it on fourth down and a yard. Quarterback draw. And he breaks a tackle from Doe and picks up the first down. Just Black to the 28-yard line of the Gators. Remember, on Western Kentucky's first possession, they hand the ball at the 9-yard line of the Gators and went for it on fourth and short. Florida stopped them and missed their deepest penetration since that time.
And David, it's amazing how things snowball on you. Offensively, you're moving the football, and all of a sudden you have the senseless penalties, and now defensively you're having a tough time stopping them after turning the ball, after having to kick the ball away.
Nice throw by Black. Sophomore Jake Gabler on the receiving end. And the Hilltoppers trying to hurry it up. They've got 1 second left. They've got their field goal team on the field. Chris James will attempt one from the 16, a 26-yard attempt, and it is good. So the Hilltoppers put points on the board late in the second quarter. Chris James now 38 field goals in 47 attempts. He is very, very accurate and had to get out there in a hurry and drill that one through from 26 yards out.
Coach, obviously a great start for Tim Tebow. Really managed the offense well early in that game, in this first half.
Yeah, he did all right. I mean, he threw the ball well, and we hit a couple deep passes. You know, you just always think of the good things in the first game. We have some. We got to find that 25-second clock as a quarterback and not put us in those bad situations.
What else did you like about your offense in that first half?
Yeah, we're all right. I mean, we have a long way to go. I like to play the ball. You know, I like the way Keeson's. Got to get him the ball a little bit more as well. Defensively,
what did you see out there in that first half?
Awful first drive, and then after that they settled down and played, and you know, a lot of names out there, new faces. And
what's going to be the theme and the message you want to get at halftime for the second half?
Well, I hopefully develop a program around here as a free-for-all to get playing time. You know, we're not there yet, but you know, we're not going to. There's no rah-rah speeches, and you either play hard or you don't. If you don't, then someone else goes in.
Thank you, Coach. No insult to Joey Ehas. That's the way it is. Life of a kicker.
And the Hilltoppers are kicking it off to start the third quarter. This one through the end zone. And the touchback. Offensively, this Florida team returning a lot of talented players, and we saw some of that talent in the first half. Tim Tebow making his starting debut for Florida. Very impressive in the first half of the game. Keyston Moore, the ball carrier, and Moore picking up about 8 yards. Blake Boyd, number 6, the sophomore linebacker from Madisonville, Kentucky, makes the tackle for Western Kentucky.
Nice job by Keyston Moore of stretching this play. Watch him. He's going left. Now he sees a gap. He hits it, lowers his shoulder, gets his pads low, and picks up 8 yards. Good recognition by Keyston as to when to cut it up and go north and south. 6th carry of the game for Keyston Moore. Number 7 has Moore bolting up the middle, picking up the first down at the 40-yard line. A 12-yard carry for Moore. Outstanding job by the center, number 67, Drew Miller, a senior out of Sarasota Riverview, that was asked to move from the guard position to the center position this year, and he's done so and really taken this team and become the leader as far as making all the calls. He's the quarterback of the offensive line and look like they're in great sync here today, David. Now Florida with one of the strongest offensive lines in school history. Coming in,
There's more, but he runs into resistance at the line of scrimmage. And a solid hit. Alonzo Higgins, the junior from Greenwood, South Carolina, makes the tackle. There's Steve Adazio, the offensive line coach for the Florida Gators, and has to be pleased with his team's production in the first half with the one true freshman in there. There he is, number 56, Marquise Pouncey out of Lakeland. His twin brother, Michael, also a very talented offensive lineman for the Gators, on the 2-deep chart behind Drew Miller.
And Michael Pouncey is the backup center to Drew Miller.
Metter and Watkins the tackles. And Moore ran into number 73, Carlton Metter, who was pushed back off that right tackle position.
Well, you can say that Carlton Metter didn't get his block, but this is just Keyston Moore, I think, may be a little winded because he just runs right into his blocker. I mean, you got to open your eyes. You don't run into your blocker. You know, he's working his fanny off to try and seal the guy off outside, and you just can't run up his back the way Keyston did that time.
Moore flanks wide to the left. It's 3rd down and 9. Throwing situation, Tebow. Plenty of time. Now unloads it for a wide open Moore, and he threw it too high and incomplete. So for the second time today, Florida will have to punt the football. Chaz Henry almost had his first punt in the first half blocked and got off only a 20-yard effort.
Good blocking by the offensive line. That time Tim Tebow had all day to throw the football. He had Moore open early but didn't see him, and then once he did locate him, he just overshot him as he tried to get a little too much velocity on the football.
Standing deep, Jake Gabler for Western Kentucky. Henry, a high school quarterback for 3 years at East Paulding High in Dallas, Georgia. And the starting punter for 4 years. He unloads this one. And a fair catch is made by Gabler. So some big shoes for Henry to fill. Eric Wilbur, an outstanding punter for the Gators for the last 4 years. And Henry unloads on that one, a 42-yard punt and no return. He's completed 7 of 9 throws as he looks to throw on first down, rolling out, and is able to connect. A couple of missed tackles, and then Brandon Spikes is there to make the tackle on Jesse Quinn, but not before Quinn has a 19-yard pickup. Quinn out of Bradenton and that great Manatee high school program.
Well, and this is what you do when you start getting pressure. You roll your quarterback, you get him out of the pocket. You know, missed tackle by Joyner. The safety's got to make that tackle. Haden missed the first one, and then Joyner comes in and misses also. Good heads-up play by Brandon Spikes coming from his linebacker position from the backside.
Tyrell Hayden, the ball carrier, and he moves the pile across the 36 to about the 37-yard line. Let's give him 6 yards on that first down haul. And Kyle Jackson making an equipment adjustment. Jackson, an experienced player, not a returning starter, backed up. Pretty good player back there, Reggie Nelson, a year ago. But the senior from Neptune Beach out of Fletcher High School has 12 career starts, so he and Tony Joyner have a lot of experience at the safety position.
He was actually the starter a couple years ago and lost his position. And once Reggie Nelson got in there, it was just tough to get it back.
Yeah. Second down and 3. Black fumbles and falls on it back at the 33-yard line.
Javier Estepinen was right on the play, was not fooled, and basically as Black starts to pull it out, Estepinen was right there, able to make the play. So, good heads-up play by Javier.
This Western Kentucky team returning a lot of talented players from their 6 and 5 club a year ago.
Well,
Top 4 wide receivers, 3 of their linemen back.
The Western Kentucky team continually going empty backfield. They got 5 receivers out.
And the pass rush is on, but Black evades him. And has the pass caught by Gabler for a first down up around the 45-yard line. Duke Lemons, the freshman from Westlake Village, California.
Well, if you're the quarterback, David, and you're KJ Black, you want to know where Derek Harvey is. And right here, he sees Derek Harvey, and he makes that little quick move, evades the tackle, and gets outside, makes another big play. You know, this kid's going to be pretty daggone good. You know, he has the ability to stay alive and make things happen on his own.
Seems to be getting more confident as this game goes on. Redshirt freshman from Louisville, KJ Black. Running the option on the toss back to the end. It's Hamilton. And Hamilton, boy, he lowered his shoulder and popped somebody, and then out of bounds he goes at the 49-yard line. Was that Harvey? I think it was Derek Harvey.
No, that was actually Dustin Doe that he took on, and that sort of knocked Harvey off as well. So
Wally Pierre-Louis made the tackle. Well-designed play, and didn't look like Hamilton had the speed to get to the corner, but then he made a nice physical play to pick up a couple of yards.
Yeah, but watch this guy right here. Watch Harvey. Now, he's the guy that really stops this from being a big play. Right there, he turns him back into him, and then Doe takes the big shot, but Curtis Hamilton takes it on and bounces forward. So
somebody's helmet came flying off. Dustin Doe lost his helmet, but still made the tackle. Earl Everett type play against Ohio State.
Wow, he made sure that one thing was not going to happen again, David. There was no way that Haden was going to run over him after letting Hamilton get away with it on the play before. You know, he just goes in there, lowers his shoulder, wraps up, and then just keeps those legs moving, driving him backwards, stopping him short of the first down.
That brings up 3rd down and 2. Black looking to the sideline. Offensive coordinator Kevin Wright flashing the signals. And flags fly as the ball is snapped. Western Kentucky only 1 penalty in the first half. But this one will cost them 5 yards.
Hey, watch though, David. They starting to develop a lot of confidence. That time they were just going with a straight ahead dive play, figuring that they could knock the defense off the ball, get the first down.
Well, we knew it was going to be a different type of game for the Gators on the defensive side. One of the most dominating defenses in college football a year ago, but 9 starters gone, including a couple of first-round picks, Jarvis Moss and Reggie Nelson. Now playing in the NFL. Florida had 9 players drafted, 9 more signed as free agents from last year's national title team. Haden slipping a tackle near midfield, and then Tony Joyner makes the stop near the first down marker. It looks like it will be enough for the Hilltoppers.
Good blocking over the right side of the offensive line by Chris McConnell and Terrence Houston. Lloyd Presley, the center. You've got an upfield rush, so they don't even worry about blocking Derek Harvey because he's going to get the quarterback, runs himself out of the play, and that allows the tackle to go down, seal the linebacker.
Western Kentucky moving the football here in the 3rd period. We played almost 7 minutes of the quarter, and the Hilltoppers continue to move the ball. Option, and very little running room for KJ Black. Spikes has been all over the field, that time helped out by Jermaine Cunningham, number 49.
Another look, a little handoff, little fake like you're going to hand it off to the tailback. You've had some success, and Jermaine Cunningham being alert, taking care of his responsibility, not allowing the play to get outside of him, makes the tackle.
Sun has been peeking in and out of the clouds. We expected rain today, but so far it has just remained steamy, very hot and humid. And Western Kentucky will take time.
And I tell you this here, you're seeing the heat and humidity as KJ Black is starting to cramp up. Yeah.
And the officials now have the clock squared away. Quarterback Brandon Smith, 2nd and 10. And he'll throw it on his first play of the year. And complete it to Jake Gabler at the Florida 36-yard line. A good play to get a quarterback loosened up on. A quick out and a short throw.
Now just a little two-step drop. You know, you're in the shotgun. Boom, boom. Ball's out of your hand. Nice soft throw. Get a completion. Now you feel pretty good about third and short.
Third down play for the Hilltoppers. Midway in the third quarter. Smith will throw. Maybe not. Derek Harvey again. His second sack of the game.
But David, this time they cross him up. Now what? This is Derek Harvey right here. He's actually going to drop into coverage. He's got the tight end. He goes out with the tight end, and guess what? Here he comes. I mean, great play call by Charlie Strong and Greg Madison, taking advantage of the athleticism of Derek Harvey as they drop him into coverage, covering the tight end, and then he comes off and makes the tackle on the scramble.
2 sacks already today now for Mr. Harvey out of Greenbelt, Maryland.
But how do you get a sack when you're in coverage?
You're pretty quick. You're awfully quick. We have had a lot of stoppage of play in the third quarter after a fairly cleanly played first half.
I think we're going to get the Western Kentucky team hit with a delay of the game. But you're right, David. The first part of the game was played very crisp and outstanding. And then all of a sudden, it's like just multiple penalties and mistakes.
Well, maybe the heat becomes a factor, and Florida jumping out to an easy 4-touchdown lead. Perhaps mentally, Nat, you let down a little bit and you start making some mistakes, which is not going to make your coaching staff very pleased. Low snap, Jeremy Moore gets it away. Jared Faison will let it hit at the 6-yard line and down at the 2 by Rashard Etheridge.
Former Gator great quarterback Shane Matthews. Shane Matthews playing for the Gators back in the early 1990s. Shane, first of all, as of January 8th of this past year, ever since that point in time, it's been very good to be associated with Florida football. I would even think from a Letterman association too.
Absolutely, not only just with Florida football, but just to be a Gator. You know, we run the world right now pretty much. The Gator Nation does with basketball and football. You know, Urban and his staff did a tremendous job for us to kind of come out of nowhere last year and basically just dominate Ohio State.
I've been lucky enough to see the Matthews era of Florida football, Warfel, Grossman, Leak. Now it's the Tim Tebow era of Florida football. What about Tim's play so far?
Well, Timmy's going to have an outstanding year. I mean, he's everything you look for in a quarterback. He's big, he's strong, he's tough. He's a winner and a leader. Only suggestions that I'd give to Tim is not try to run over so many people. You know, now that he's playing the entire course of a game, he needs to not take the punishment and run out of bounds every now and then.
All right, Shane, thank you.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Spoken like a true quarterback there, David.
Yes,
Stop
sir.
taking that punishment, young man. You've got a long career ahead of you, and if you don't need to, there's no reason. There's going to be plenty of opportunities when you have to take defenders on, but wisely get down.
Something tells me that Tebow won't make a major adjustment in that category. maybe tweak it here and there, but that's his personality. That's what he is. And he hands off to Keyston Moore. Only a couple of yards to the 4-yard line. Tebow has taken every snap at the quarterback position. We have not seen backup Cameron Newton yet,
Which is a little surprising, but I think a lot of that could be because of the way they ended the half with the bad drive. After being extremely successful the first 4 drives, you know, they went backwards on the second drive. So I think what they want to do is come back out, right the ship, get Tebow and the first team offense back on track before they start looking at bringing in subs.
and this time you're starting at your 2-yard line. Not exactly an ideal spot to throw a true freshman into the fire. Moore picks up good yardage on 2nd down out to the 11. 1 yard shy of a first down. Number 42, L.J. Harbison made the tackle.
Good blocking on the right side. Nice job by Rutledge coming from the H-back position, kicking out on Klein, the defensive end. Big hole for Keyston Moore to step up in.
Rutledge playing the role of Billy Lapsco from the last several years on that particular play. Gators line up in a power formation. with Tebow and Rutledge and Moore. And they pound it to the left side and appear to have the first down easily to the 14-yard line. Keaston's helmet came flying out of there, but he picked up first down yardage.
Here's a good look at Keaston Moore picking his way, running over would-be tacklers. He's had a real good ball game. This time just tucking in on that left side, following the big uglies into the end zone. And then nice job of stretching the play and then turning it up. Higgins hole running over linebackers. You know, getting those pads down, driving forward, picking up additional yardage when necessary.
Getting about 5 yards per carry. Keaston Moore. Tebow airing it out for Caldwell. Slightly underthrown, but Caldwell wrestles the ball away from the defender at the 41-yard line of the Hilltoppers.
Now, being an ex-receiver, David, this is where you really get your juices going because Bubba Caldwell does everything right. This is how you help your quarterback. You've got your defender beat. You see the ball's underthrown. You go up and you catch the ball at the highest point, going up over Jahad Morris and getting the completion. This is a receiver saying, all right, big fella, it's my time to do something for you. You've been throwing perfect passes all day. I'm going to make a play. He goes up, takes the ball away from the defender.
And
beautiful.
Another long pass connecting for the Gators. Caldwell's caught 2 of those bombs. And there's going to be a review of the last play. I suppose that David Elson has asked for the review. You've got one of those per game as head coach.
And Bubba Caldwell had went up and secured the football.
I don't know what's reviewable on this play, actually. Do you?
I tell you what, looks like a catch to me, and they both got possession of it.
It goes to the offensive team.
Well,
unless they're going to say that it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, but see, as soon as he touches the ground, the ball is complete. The ball is complete. It never touches the ground. So it's either a reception or it's an interception.
Yeah,
so
I think you're right.
After review, the on the field is confirmed. First down.
The play stands as called, and a first down for the Gators. North end zone shadow. This drive started back at the 2-yard line. Tebow fakes the move to the middle and throws deep again for Cooper, and another beautifully thrown football. Cooper with his second touchdown catch of the day. The first one went for 59 yards, and this one for just over 40. That makes it 35-34-3 with the extra point still to come from Joey Ehas. He's perfect on the day. 5 for 5 as Ehas, the senior. Riley Cooper making a big splash here in the season opener. The sophomore really showing some terrific speed, and then Tebow just lays it up there nice and soft for him twice today. Nat, terrific connection, Tebow and Cooper.
Yeah, but the thing that you're missing, Dave, and I sure hope we get another look at that end zone shot of the offensive line. They tried to come with a blitz, and here's another look at Cooper. He just runs right by him. You know, he just showed the speed. Morris just cannot run with him. But a great job by the offensive line of picking up the blitz and giving Tim Tebow a clean pocket to throw that pass in.
That's Stephen Willis on the return. And Siobhan Walker on the stop for the Gators on the kick return by Western Kentucky. There's Walker. Special teams. Riley Cooper last year, he made a name for himself on special teams. Remember the big hit on early Doucette against LSU. That really helped the Gators defeat the LSU Tigers. But here today, Nat, he's doing it on the offensive end with a couple of touchdown receptions. And Tebow has laid it right out there for him twice today. Smith, the young quarterback, throwing on first down. It is incomplete.
Now, how would you like to be Gabler? And you're seeing the ball coming in. It's nice and low, but also you're seeing Brandon Spikes, no linebacker, flowing to the football. Very scary situation, you know.
What are your thoughts on the linebacker play today? Doe and Spikes, A.J. Jones.
Extremely impressive. I love the way they've been able to drop into coverage. They do to me, they actually do a better job on pass defense as far as dropping in coverage, being a part of a zone, than the previous linebackers. You know, as far as run coverage or run stoppage and then man-to-man coverage, I think they need to continue to improve to be up to the stature that the guys were, Earl Everett, Brandon Seiler, and Crum of last year, Brian Crum. So I think for the first game out, they've done a pretty daggone good job, especially with the type of defense that Charlie Strong and Greg Madison wanted to play today.
Gator fans, for only $60, you can purchase a Gator Gold Card and have access to every volleyball, gymnastics, and women's basketball regular season home game. Buy yours today. So many newcomers, 25 freshmen on the Florida football team. Only 21 junior and senior scholarship players on the field today. Smith on a throwback, and the pass is incomplete. Well, intended for Hamilton, and almost had two players in the same spot. A blocker standing right next to Hamilton, so not a well executed play here by the Hilltoppers.
Well, if you remember, they ran that play earlier, and somebody forgot to block Dustin Doe, and Hamilton almost got his head taken off. So that time, I think Hamilton had a little alligator arms. Is that the name you use?
I think so.
Third down conversion. The Hilltoppers are only 20%, where the Gators are 60%.
Last year, the Gators converted on 44% of their third down opportunities. Smith threw it a little bit behind his receiver. That's Winquell Graves, a freshman from Bardstown, with his first catch of the game. And not nearly enough for the first down. So the Hilltoppers will punt the ball away. The punt coverage was a big problem for them last year. They gave up an average of 24 yards on 16 punt returns last year. But so far, the Gators have not been able to break anything major off against them. Jared Faison back again. Jeremy Moore, low end over end. Let's see if Faison can do something with this one. Good coverage by Western. Faison made two guys miss, but not the third. And down he goes at the 40-yard line. Wow. Pretty warm down there, obviously. Keyston Moore getting his 13th carry of the game, and he got popped pretty good by Robert Dark, number 95. Of course, that's the temperature down on the field with all those people in the enclosed bowl area.
Are you saying they're casting off a little additional heat?
Well, you know, I'm thinking about it because when you played back in the 70s, this was not an enclosed bowl. I wonder if that makes it. There's Cornelius Ingram with his first official catch of the game. He had one earlier, but it was nullified due to a penalty. So CI with his first reception. But you know, Nat, it was not an enclosed bowl. The South was not closed. The North was not closed.
It was not an enclosed bowl.
That might make a big difference. You and I were talking about it. You guys played at 1 o'clock back in the 70s and into the 80s.
Well,
and prior to the 70s.
Everybody played at 1 o'clock, and it was not a thing of trying to avoid the heat. You practice in the heat, so you were fortunate enough to play in the heat.
What do you think, Steve? Different now than it was back in the 60s and 70s here in the Swamp?
Well, I've definitely seen a big difference since the north end zone went up. You definitely see how the wind swirls down here, and the kickers and the quarterbacks really have to play the wind. Hey, at the start of today's game, the heat index on the field was 100 degrees. So obviously any breeze will feel good down here.
Tim Tebow going to keep. Penalty flag is dropped as Tebow throws out that big stiff arm and it crashes into the Hilltopper bench again. Crowd wants another flag thrown, and I think there might be one down over there.
Well, I sure hope the officials get a chance to look at this, because
there's a flag.
There was a bench player that really took a shot on Tebow as he runs into the bench. He hits him with an elbow, knocks him backwards. Well, let's go back and see if we can get a good look at him.
Well, there's a flag thrown early on the play. There's one already down here on the right side, and then another came in late.
Now watch one of these different, right here, the big boy right there. Right there. Big number 70 takes a shot. He just stands up and takes a big shot on him. You know, Corey Hughes was the guy that did that, and you know, that's kind of sad to see an offensive lineman turn around and take a shot. on a quarterback like that. You know, here's a guy that spends the whole afternoon trying to protect his quarterback, and then he takes a cheap shot.
Well, he's one of those Florida natives out of Bradenton, Cody Hughes. Starting guard. And a little frustration maybe taking effect with his Hilltoppers down by 35-3. 2 penalties, one against Florida for holding, and a personal foul on that late hit, that dead ball hit by big number 70.
Well, and the irony of, he's a big man over there on the sideline, David, but all afternoon, Brandon Antwine, Clint McMillan, Javier Estepina, and then Latrell Alford has been eating his lunch. So, sort of a careless thing to do.
And it turns out positive for the Gators. They'll spot the ball at the 30-yard line. Big Drew Miller over the football on 1st and 10. Boy, that's a beautifully thrown pass. Again to Riley Cooper, just out of the outstretched arm of Rashard Etheridge. Tebow showing soft touch. He's got good arm strength. A 12-yard gain here.
And Etheridge is in great position. Thinks he has a shot at trying to get the pick. This ball is thrown only where Riley Cooper can catch it, low and outside. Cooper goes down, comes up with the catch.
More over the middle, near the end zone, brought down by Marcus Minor at the 2.
Exploding through the right side, running behind Marquise Pouncey, Carlton Metter, and Drew Miller. Watch him just explodes in this hole. Good blocking at the point of attack. Nice job by Jim Tart getting down there, getting the seal. Getting that seal block for him to spring it through. Didn't get touched until he caught up to the weak safety.
Tebow ready to take the snap. Hurry up offense, and Tebow trying to shuffle his feet into the end zone, and the timing was all wrong on that play, and Florida unable to put it in. It'll be 2nd down and goal, and a loss of about a yard or maybe a little bit more. They'll spot it at the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal for Tebow and the Gators.
Gators bring in the big bodies. Rutledge comes in. Also big tight end Aaron Hernandez comes in.
And the Hilltoppers will stop the clock with 39 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. All right, it's 2nd down and goal. Tebow looking to throw. Floats it up high for Ingram, off his fingertips and out of bounds, incomplete.
David, I think this is where they just wanted to reward CI and get him some touches, because this is a perfectly thrown football. It's high and outside, and CI will be the first one to tell you he should make this catch. He's going up against a smaller defender. He wards him off, and then just not able to come down with it.
Now it's 3rd down and goal at the 2. Power I formation. Tebow fumbled the snap and still is able to manage some positive yardage, but he did not get into the end zone.
So, after fumbling the snap, outstanding effort trying to get the ball in.
Looked like he was going to lose a yard or 2 back to the 3 or 4 yard line. Instead, it's going to be 4th down and inches on the Hilltopper doorstep.
Just tries to stretch that football out to break the plane of the goal line.
And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter, Nat. We'll move to the other side of the field. And Tebow and company will try and put it in early in the 4th period. So in the 3rd, the Gators add 1 touchdown as David Elson's Hilltoppers battling in that 15-minute period. But Florida a commanding advantage in the heat on opening day, with Tebow delivering both in the air and on the ground. Power I formation. DeVoe, Rutledge, and Moore on about the 4-inch line. Do you leave it with Tebow, or do you give it to Moore here, Nat?
I think what you want to do is just run that little power eye over the left side. You've had great success with it. Give it to Moore coming in over the top.
All right, let's see. Handoff, Moore. He'd perhaps go over the top, but he had so much
could have been
daylight.
a coach. I mean, you go to your bread and butter there. You know, you got that power eye, and you got Keyston Moore with a 7-yard head start. You got great blocking over the left side with Jim Tartt, Jason Watkins, Drew Miller.
81, Hernandez also pushing forward on that play, and Keyston Moore with the touchdown run, his second TD carry of the game. That's the same number that he had last year in the entire season. So Keyston Moore runs the Gators to a 42-3 advantage. Back in Gainesville, David Steele, Nat Moore, Steve Babbitt, as the Gators have taken a 42-3 lead early in the fourth period, the first play of the quarter. And it was Keyston Moore shoving it in for his second touchdown run of the game. Already a career high 91 yards today for Moore.
Good blocking at the point of attack, and then he just picks his way, finds that soft spot in the defensive line and just tucks in. Good lead block there by DeVoe. Then you've got number 29, fullback.
Rutledge and Hernandez also pushing.
Yes. We got Cam Newton warming up on the sideline, as well as John Brantley. But it looks more like Newton's warming up and Brantley's just catching a few tossing it back to it.
Well, Brantley is not expected to play. His helmet's off, but Newton has headphones on, so I'm not sure
how to read that.
I think it'll be Newton, however.
You don't think that maybe they're over there just trying to give the coach a
maybe they're sending
hint.
a message.
Hey, coach, we're over here.
It's 42-3. Let's get some other QBs in there. Etheridge got hit and hit hard by number 54, Roderick Blackett. But he bounced off and is dropped finally at the 20-yard line. KJ Black is back for Western after suffering a leg cramp in the third quarter. And a big hit as McLeod carries the football, and that was Jeremy Finch, a hard-hitting freshman from Indianapolis, making the tackle. We saw Finch on a special teams play earlier in the first quarter make a big hit. Another talented true freshman for the Gators.
And watch the play of Joe Haden. He's this corner. He's ex-quarterback. He's never played corner, played some safety in high school, but he holds off the defender, keeps everything in front of him, and then that allows Finch to come over and make a big hit like that. So the young guy's really playing good football.
Hamilton had 2 steps on the defender, Haden, but the ball was overthrown by KJ Black.
And once again, as a young guy, this is where you learn. This is all about learning. Now watch him look inside. He looks inside, he looks back, and now he's beat. You know, you can't let Hamilton get to you like that. You've got to jam him at the line of scrimmage and then look back. You let him get past you, and you start to look back in the backfield, you're lost.
You know, if that's 2 weeks from now with Eric Ames throwing and one of those talented Tennessee wideouts on the receiving end, that might be 6 points.
That's for sure.
3rd down and 5 for the Hilltoppers. McLeod. Duke Lemons, number 44, makes the stop. Well, you talk about success. This guy played for a successful high school team. They won 46 in a row. They won 4 state titles in a row. His high school club in California, Oaks Christian. And he was a 4-year starter on all 4 of those clubs.
McLeod is only 5'8", 190 pounds, but speedster.
He's a speedster, but Lemons might be just as fast on the other side of the ball.
So you said it has nothing to do with size.
A lot of speed out there. That's all I'm seeing here today. Florida's got some young guys that can really run. Moore gets it away. A low line drive. Should be returnable for Faison. Tell you, Western Kentucky has done an admirable job of covering punts today, and that was a terrible part of the game for them a year ago. Travis Waters made the stop.
All during this game, we have talked about the impact of the freshman class, true freshmen. Urban Meyer said no hesitation to play these guys. In fact, when you look at the 2 deep, as many as 10 freshmen dominate the 2 deep, many on the defensive side. And these freshmen are very talented and used to winning. Of the 25 true freshmen, 14 played for a state championship last season. David still mentioned about Duke Lemons. A lot of guys on this squad, freshmen, are used to winning. That is why they are wearing a Florida Gator uniform.
Here's another one of those talented freshmen, Cameron Newton, out of College Park, Georgia. He enrolled in school last January, so he was a part of the spring football campaign and got a leg up on young John Brantley, another true freshman. Brian Wagner, a junior college transfer who is injured to start the season. So Newton is the backup quarterback, and he takes his first snap as a Gator, and his pass is complete to David Nelson. It's going to be good for a couple of yards. Nelson, a sophomore out of Wichita Falls, Texas, a third-year sophomore who had 5 catches a year ago. 3 of them against Western Carolina, the other 2 against University of Central Florida.
Yeah, David Nelson getting his first action here this afternoon. Goes up, catches the football. Nelson is a lengthy receiver at 6'4",
good size.
208.
Boy, you talk about good size. What about 6'5", 243? Cameron Newton is a big young man at quarterback. And flags are down. A lot of new faces on the field for the Florida Gators, and this penalty is going to go against the Gators. Carl Johnson is in at one tackle position, a redshirt freshman. That's 57. 55 is Michael Pouncey, twin brother of Marquise, who started at right guard today, both from Lakeland High School, that Lakeland High School championship team.
Eddie Harp, number 69, is in at the the left guard.
And that's Maurice Hurt, number 74, a redshirt freshman out of Milledgeville, Georgia. Second down from the 35-yard line for the Gators. Big Cam Newton. And he's chased out of bounds at the 35. Last year when Tebow came in for Leak, it was a totally different deal that opposing teams had to worry about. Leak, pure passer. Tebow, more of the run-pass combination, a physical football player. Newton is very similar to Tebow in the way that he plays the game. So it's a different dynamic this year.
Yeah, just a little bigger, a little stronger, and has good quicks. There we saw the big fellow show his speed as he was able to get outside of the rush, just not able to turn it upfield.
Third down and 12 from the 35. Newton showing that strong arm, and his pass is complete to Riley Cooper for 8 yards, but short of a first down. And the ball at the 44-yard line. Newton, big and strong, played in that U.S. Army East-West All-American high school football game, along with his teammate Trateau also was in that game. Jason Trateau on the defensive side.
But did you see the look he's giving the coach over there on the sideline? Hey, coach, we're up. I need a little bit more playing time. Why don't we just go ahead and go for it here on 4th down?
Not going to happen. He'll get another chance. Still 12:22 left in the 4th period.
And I like what I just saw just now, where he comes off. The first thing he does, he goes over, he talks to Tim Tebow, where they've got to communicate, help each other get better. So that's what it's all about. Guys competing, but also trying to help each other get better, so that no matter what, you've got the best possibility of winning football games.
There they are, side by side on the sideline, is freshman Chaz Henry, Florida's new punter out of Dallas, Georgia. Hit one real strong earlier for 42 yards. And hammers this one. Fair catch is called for and made by Gabler at the 11-yard line. Special teams, such a big part of Florida's national championship success a year ago. And an important part of this year's game as well. The ball carrier is Andrew McLeod, and freshman Carlos Dunlap is there to put the brakes on him at the 8-yard line.
And David, what I like about these young guys so far here today is they're seeing the ball hand off. They've got great vision. They're seeing everything. They're not getting fooled on the option.
Seeing a lot of A lot of players now late in the game with Florida in command. Marcus Manson is lined up, the former running back, at a corner position. He shifted this year to the defensive side of the ball. That's the fullback, Jared Johnson, on the receiving end. And Jeremy Finch, the freshman from Indianapolis, made the tackle. Finch has made his presence felt today.
Jeremy Finch, the backside linebacker, comes all the way across the field to make the tackle, short of the first down.
There's Manson, who last year didn't get to carry the ball much, only had 4 carries on the season. In 2005, he had 81 carries from the tailback spot. And he's made great strides to play cornerback position. Black fumbles, but it's picked up by the Hilltoppers. Number 64, Andrew Campbell. And it would have been a disastrous situation for Western. Torrey Davis is the guy that got too black and knocked it loose.
But Torrey Davis is coming all the way. He gets cut, but he gets back up, gets back into the pursuit, and there just knocks the ball loose away from KJ Black. Very fortunate for Western Kentucky, that is, that the ball bounced back up to one of their linemen.
Davis, another freshman out of Seffner's Armwood High School, wearing number 95. Ray McDonald made famous around here. Chris Rainey is the deep man to return the punt. Rainey catches it on a run to the 30-yard line. The freshman from Lakeland to the 22-yard line. Showing some nifty footwork, and he ran right out of his shoe.
Well, David, anybody that watched Lakeland High School football last year saw a lot of this from Chris Rainey. You know, here's a guy that last year put the ball in the end zone 32 times. He was not really a punt returner. He was a guy that ran the ball from scrimmage. But as you can see, he has the ability to make people miss. He weaves his way downfield, loses a shoe or two, and nothing stops him.
They lost the second one there at the end of the play and carried them both off the field. And Florida with the ball at the 22-yard line in Hilltopper territory. Siobhan Walker gets the pitch. And the redshirt freshman from Fort Myers and Riverdale High School. Well, you talk about fast. This guy runs a 10.5 100-meter in the SEC outdoor track meet last spring. He can fly.
And he was really the most outstanding back during the orange and blue game. Just ran the ball with reckless abandon, and I'll look forward to big things when given an opportunity this year, because he does have the skills to be a good back in the SEC.
He's lined up alongside Cam Newton. And the big quarterback throwing it. Nice breakup by Etheridge as Cooper going for the hat trick. Already 2 touchdown catches for Riley Cooper, but a nice defensive play by Rashad Etheridge.
Yeah, Rashad did a nice job of keeping that left arm out of there, reaching around with the right arm. You know, this ball might just be a hair late. Cooper is open, ball gets there late, a little bit behind him. He's able to make the play. You got to lead that receiver away from the cornerback. But those are things that Newton will eventually get better at and will learn.
Now 3rd down. From the 18. Newton will throw again. Nicely done there, just over the outstretched arm of the defender and into the hands of sophomore David Nelson.
When you get a target, David, that's 6'4", you could send him through the middle, you can throw it up high, you know he can go up and get it. You know, this is just nothing but a little pitch and catch, and Nelson goes up real high, ball slightly behind it, but watch him go up and get it. Great hands in traffic.
Nelson, one of those young receivers that has made great progress from last year to this year. You see his numbers on last year. And he's already caught 2 balls here today. It's 1st and goal for the Gators at the Hilltopper 5-yard line. Look at Newton. Man, he is powerful, is he not? He's pretty excited too, Nat Moore. He's in the end zone for his first collegiate touchdown.
And he gives you the Gator chop.
And showing that enthusiasm that Tim Tebow showed so frequently last year. E. Haas with the extra point. He's good again. And the Gators hit 49 with 8:23 left now in the fourth period. Pouring it on opening day in defense of their national title. A lot of youngsters getting a chance to play. And now freshman Cameron Newton has put one in the end zone and is in the record books for the Florida Gators. I'll go back to the swamp in Gainesville. We knew weather could be a factor today, and it has not been until this point, but it is now. Right, Steve Babbitt?
David, lightning is within the area, within that rule that has been established by the Southeastern Conference, so they will take the players off. What they'll do now is wait 30 minutes. So from the point that they took the players off, it's a minimum of 30 minutes that there'll be a lightning delay.